Gossip's Bridle, episode 5. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
Really quick, we should show our bevies that we have.
Let's show it. My microphone is falling apart. Hold on. Here we go.
We're both drinking out of mason jars. Who are we, the Lumineers?
I know. What is it, 2016?
Oh, it's giving raw milk and it's giving twinkle lights at a wedding.
It's giving wedding in a barn.
It's giving barn wedding.
Barn wedding, burlap, and mason jars.
It's giving we do it ourselves.
We do
everything ourselves. It's giving homesteader, which is perfect.
Actually, it's also giving bartender with a handlebar mustache.
Hold on. Can I do it?
Yeah, that's what you usually do. He usually has it like gelled.
No, I don't. That's what you do. That's what you do, girl.
No, girl. I shave my mustache,
yeah, girl, because your pants be falling off, girl.
Oh, suspenders. I know. Hey, love it.
Remember one time we were walking to a hotel and you had like 2 cases of fucking ranch waters? Your shit was sag. You were like sagging.
They were yoga pants sagging. But it wasn't a like, oh God, these are too big for me. It was like, oh, we can't get over your gut.
Out.
I blew these out. I blew them out.
Yeah, girl. Remember the meme where it's like, what? They're called leggings. So why is your stomach in there?
Fully, I still do that too. Pull them up.
Damn,
I
girl.
pull leggings
up
to my tits.
It's the new girdle.
I know, but it's not looking good. Then your belly button shows.
Damn.
I know. It's okay.
It's life.
I'm okay.
I'm not okay. We asked you little gossipers on our Instagram stories what you wanted us to talk about this week.
Unfortunately, you said
the Duggars. So we had to figure out who they were. Like, I knew. I'm like, okay, 90s cult hair on the mom and
truly
family values.
Yeah, and truly, I am surprised that you, of all people, actually, I'm disappointed in you that you wouldn't know more about them because you are the cult leader. But I remember trying to watch them and I was like, this feels boring. Like, I don't want to watch this.
They remind me of the Stockdale family. They were on an episode of Wife Swap. The son ended up murdering some of the family members. I did a cult leader episode on it not that long ago. I think it's called like the Wife Swap Murder or something. It's here on YouTube. It's on Cult Leader elsewhere, but very similar, like homesteading family vibe of like, we're raising them on these values. Next thing you know, you're dead.
I think there's a way to homeschool.
There is.
But in the Duggars case, which I'm sure you'll cover, and what we've, learned from researching them, they followed that like IBLP thing.
Yeah.
Which
it's like the Independent Baptist group.
And it's basically like from the Bible, like lessons, but like not in a sweet way. It's like diagrams.
The scary way.
Of like the winking woman, like why you shouldn't wink. And like just fucking.
You heard it here, girls. One wink and you're asking for it. Oh, she's asking for it. We decided to divide and conquer this one because both of us were pretty ignorant to the Duggars. And so I was like, I'll take on, the kind of intro here. And then I think you'll take us to the current news that is unfolding.
And developing quick. I just saw something like 40 minutes ago. So
you're getting the real-time updates.
I know.
For my investigating, I've never seen, I don't believe, a full episode of 19 Kids and Counting. I knew of the Duggars, but I didn't know them.
I thought they were the Duggars, if that tells you anything.
Duggars makes me think of J.C. Duggard. J.C. Duggard.
Yeah, I think maybe that's why. Wasn't she kidnapped?
Kidnapped? bitch held in a tent in a backyard by a man named Philip Garrido.
A couple blocks away from her house, right?
I'm not sure distance-wise how far it was, but she was there for a long time. I read her book, actually.
Yes.
And I don't think I've ever talked about the story, but I did read her book. Philip Garrido used to sell, he like sold business cards, I think, and he sold business cards to my dad's friend, Mike.
Really?
Yes. Weird guy. Anyway, the Duggars. The Duggar family graced our television screens a la TLC, which puts out bangers, by the way. Like, you know, on TLC it's going to be good.
Yes.
For my birthday 2 years ago, you and I went to Chicago for a week. We were in an Airbnb. Not like us to do an Airbnb, but we did for that trip for some reason.
Didn't explore the city that much. We went to a museum. We went to a concert.
Yeah.
But then...
Well, we've been to Chicago a few times, so we used it as like a chill vacation kind of. And I remember we did the pull-out couch in the living room.
Remember we thought we broke it?
Yeah. We laid on it and we just fucking watched 1,000-Pound Sisters for like days.
Thousands of episodes. Thousands of minutes.
Loved it. Thousands of minutes. I loved it. So they were on TV from 2008 to 2015, the Duggar family. It's the parents and all their fucking kids. And it ended in a huge scandal, which obviously we're going to talk about. They live in Tontatown. I don't know how to say it. Tontatown, Arkansas.
The minute I hear Arkansas, like you drove through it, experienced things. The whites only community is there.
I was there for 2 days. Did not have a great experience. Because our friend Alyssa and I were driving across the country and we went to a Target there and the guy had a white power hat on. And then we saw like a Proud Boy meetup. And yes, as you mentioned, that whites only community is there as well. So I don't know. Arkansas is giving a little troublesome, a little sinister. If you ask me. I'm sure there's beautiful parts I've yet to explore. Actually, when I was there, people were DMing me and they were like, "Why are you going to Little Rock?" And they were like, "Do not go there. Like, go here instead." But we were like just driving across the country, so there was no time to reroute. But I don't know where Tontatown is.
Okay.
But that's where they live. They became famous basically because they have a bunch of fucking kids. The parents, Jim Bob Duggar and his wife, Michelle, they met through church. She was going through some sort of like conversion process, like converting to the religion when the two of them met. As we mentioned earlier, they are part of a sect known as the Independent Baptists, and they're part of the Quiverful movement, which I guess means they abstain from all forms of birth control, which is evident by the fact that they have like 19 fucking children. And they would have had more. She had several miscarriages, unfortunately.
Mom. I saw that like when they first got married, he went over to her house, I guess, when she was going through this conversion. And like she was like a cheerleader, living a very secular life.
Just like having fun.
And he like fell in love with her right away. And there's interviews of her like, I don't remember that first meeting. But then they met again at church and then got married and then were on birth control.
So the two of them ended up getting married in 1984. I was surprised they didn't welcome their first son until 1988. I thought for sure this would be a situation where they get married and start pumping out kids immediately. Yeah. Just based on their religion and based on everything. But yeah, they used birth control in those early years of their marriage. And then in 1987, I believe they decided to pull off. And that led to the birth of their first son, Joshua, in 1988. From there on, they had a child every 15 and a half months for the next 21 years, which that sounds like the most exhausting life possible. Like, I cannot imagine being pregnant for pretty much 21 years straight.
I know. I can't imagine it either. The thing that kills me, I saw they were on birth control, got off to have Josh, then got back on. And she was on birth control when she got pregnant and had a miscarriage. And that's when she like talked to the doctor, and the doctor's like, well, yeah, if you're on birth control and you have a baby, like sometimes that can, or you get pregnant, sometimes it can lead to a miscarriage. So then after that, they were like, no more.
Done. Okay.
And I think that's probably when they got more into their religion, like the Quiverful stuff. Like basically you leave it up to God to decide
Yeah.
how many he's going to give you.
Well, I mean, anytime you have a loss too, like I have a relative who suffered a miscarriage and kind of fell into like religious fanaticism afterward, which I think a lot of people do find God during really difficult times in their lives.
Right.
But sometimes I feel like it can go over the edge.
Extreme.
And a little awry, as we know. So anyway, it's a super strict household. Like raising the family there. First of all, they all have J names, which is...
You know how confusing that shit is?
Oh, I didn't even bother writing them down because I'm like, I'm not getting to know, 19 J names. Okay, it doesn't even matter. It'd be too confusing anyway. I'd call them 1, 2, 3. I'd number them, actually, is what I would do.
Seems like they kind of treated them that way too. Like, hey, number 2, you're gonna have number 8 or whatever.
Well, fully. I mean, almost like prisoners, which makes sense because living in that house, it does seem like it was a little run like that sometimes. I think it partially, or a lot of it, is probably chalked up to their religion. They had a very patriarchal belief system where women are to obey and serve men, and men are supposed to be like the leaders of the household, blah, 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 which I don't know. That belief system is so tired and so crazy to think about. I'm not like anti, whatever. Like if you're like, I'm the wife and I'm going to stay home and I'm going to cook and clean and raise the kids.
Love
it. 100%. Like I just want it to be a choice that's happening.
Yeah, of course.
So the show comes out showcasing Jim Bob and Michelle and all their fucking kids, and people really latched onto it, I think, in the beginning because it was like obviously people living a more antiquated lifestyle. What now would be these homesteading TikTokers and stuff that we see. I think people are like, oh, like I appreciate that. The simplicity and like finding the beauty and just like a simple everyday routine. But then I saw something the other day where someone was like, hey, that's all good and great, but the second that you're like making life really fucking difficult for yourself is crazy.
Totally.
Like, you don't have to live like that. Like it doesn't have to be that hard.
Right.
I love a modern convenience.
It's balance. Like the only way that you're going to get through life is to have balance, I feel like, without it being
Make your own
insane.
Sourdough, but you can use an electric kneader.
You can use a bread maker, girls.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, girls. You can. Anyway, people fall in love with it. There was like a lot of controversy around them as we got to like 2007, 2008. If you'll recall, if you were around during that time with like the Proposition 8 going around, like that was a huge topic of conversation. Gay marriage being legalized in the United States was a huge conversation. And they were outwardly against it. They've always taken anti-LGBT stance.
I listened to a voice recording of Michelle, like leaving a message, or whatever I saw was like it was a robocall, and I was like, I don't really know what that means. I don't know if she was calling like a senator or like a city council thing. I don't know, but she was talking, and I don't know what year it was, but she was talking about a man who was using the girls' bathroom. Well, the person was not a man. The person was a trans woman using the bathroom, and she was like, do you want your daughters to be it was so hypocritical with everything we know now. She was just hateful, anti-trans, the whole bathroom fucking debate. Like, girl, you have your own fucking skeletons in your closet.
Girl, you've got your own bathrooms to worry about because you've got 19 fucking children.
Oh my God, that plumbing.
House. The plumbing. Fuck. But yeah, so they've always been like very vocally against, especially like the gay community. The son, Joshua, their first son, came out once and said, I truly believe every child deserves a mother and a father. And he's like always spewing about family values. And the irony here is that he's the fucking pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the crazy part. So much for fucking family values. In 2015, this is like when news broke around this. However, it dates back to the very early 2000s, like 2002 to 2004, I believe. And in 2006, a police report is made against Josh Duggar, their eldest son. And basically, this report states that when he was between the ages of 14 and 15, he had molested 5 girls, 4 of which were his own sisters. For some reason, there was no investigation really that took place after that, from what I've read. It seems like it was like presented to the authorities. They took a report and then nothing happened. And then cut to May of 2015, that police report is made public, which that was, you and I were talking about this on the phone earlier today. The family was like set to do an appearance on Oprah, the Oprah Winfrey show. And then I don't know if it was a producer or who exactly caught wind of this.
A random woman wrote in to
the Oprah show.
To like Harpo or whatever.
Okay.
And I think legally like they had to
follow up
with it or like report it. And then pulled out of the show having them on.
Yeah, because it was also like that incident, I think, is what brought this to the public, because it had just been kind of like a police report that was buried. And then somebody, maybe Harpo, maybe the studio, the network, whatever, put in a request, like a public something
FOIA,
request.
Yeah. The Freedom Act.
What is it? The Freedom of Information Act.
Yep.
So that comes out. It becomes public. And I personally cannot believe it took that long for it to come out, because the family had been famous, like I said, since 2008. And I'm like, by that point, usually like they had 2.3 million people, I believe, on average watching each episode.
Yeah.
And with that big of an audience, people go digging for everything, right? They're pulling up old fucking tweets. They're pulling up this, that, the other. I can't believe that word didn't get out sooner.
Yeah.
About that police report.
I think now, like today, in today's world, everybody's filing FOIA things. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with the internet, like how it is now in social media and Reddit and everything, people are little investigators. I don't think it was getting started till, you know, the last decade.
Fully. But this information comes to light, and it's like a fucking bombshell has dropped. Like the Duggar family, they lose all of these massive brand deals that they'd had, like big fucking partnership with big box stores. Most importantly, or most impactful probably, was losing their TV show. TLC is like, we can't air a pedophile on our screen.
Like, we're wild, but we're not that wild.
Yeah. And this was way past, like, once this came out, it was way past the statute of limitations. So it's not like, oh, he's going to be charged with anything, but he was obviously punished by
I fucking
the
hate
removal of the
that
show.
There's a statute of limitations on sexual
on
abuse.
sex crimes.
On sex crimes.
There absolutely shouldn't be. But he, once a creep, always a creep. In 2021, 6 years after the cancellation of their show, Joshua is arrested for possession of child pornography. In between all of that, there was a lot of scandals. So in August of 2015, after the molestation claims and all that came out, a couple months later, Josh and his parents had to release a joint statement because Josh had been cheating on his wife. He was part of the whole Ashley Madison scandal.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess was also a porn addict. In his statement that he put out, he wrote, quote, "I have been the biggest hypocrite ever. While espousing faith and family values, I have secretly over the last several years been viewing pornography on the internet, and this became a secret addiction, and I became unfaithful to my wife. The last few years, while publicly stating I was fighting against immorality in our country, I was hiding my own personal failures." Bitch, that's why you don't fucking go out on your platform and talk like you're holier than thou.
I know.
And worry about what other people are doing in their homes. Meanwhile, you're a fucking kitty diddler and looking at fucking kitty porn, you freak.
Yeah. It's always the most outspoken.
Always.
Just
Always.
assholes. I forgot about the Ashley Madison thing.
Oh, yeah. I remember his name coming out when that scandal happened. So after they put out that statement, he does the traditional fucking, I'm going to rehab and I'm gonna better myself. Right. So he goes to rehab.
It's like a church driven one, right? Where he's like digging holes and like,
Yeah, something
okay.
like that. But then he gets out and immediately starts acting up again. Shortly after his release, a porn star comes forward named Danica Dillon.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, he assaulted me at a strip club. He was like physically abusive to me. I did see those charges ended up getting dropped, so I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I don't know if this was like something that just was handled outside of the courtroom, or if her statements were true. It wouldn't surprise me. So that happened, and they cut to 2019. That's when they believe that the CSAM, which is child sexual abuse material, he got into possession of that. It probably was happening, in my opinion, probably way before that, but 2019 is like what they were able to date it back to. This was so fucking foul, so disgusting. There's a quote that says, quote, Gerald Faulkner, a special agent for Homeland Security investigations, stated the files on his computer were in the top 5 of the worst that I've ever had to examine. One of the videos allegedly in Duggar's possession is a hurtcore video named Daisy's Destruction, created by an Australian murderer and rapist named Peter Scully, which depicts the rape and torture of 3 young girls, including an 18-month-old toddler. This man is fucking sick in the head. He deserves to be executed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For that charge, on May 22nd of 2022, he got sentenced to 12 years and 7 months in prison and has to register as a sex offender, with his earliest release date being 2032. But I'm like, 12 years? He's such a sick son of a bitch. There's absolutely no way he's going to be a productive member of society. If I was the judge, I would have been like, execution. You need to
Execution. What also scares me is that I guess it was like so savvy how he hid it. I guess it was like a work computer. Had to like, I think, log out of like one hard drive and log into another. Like he was
That's how they do it, though.
very much trying to hide it, you know? Fucking
yeah.
scary.
I know.
It's scary because it's like, okay, you know, we grew up with the internet. We grew up like, I heard that they can't even have social media till they're married. And I'm like, how the fuck did you figure out some crazy dark web extra hard drive thing? Or like, did he have, that's a whole nother thing. I'm like, okay, what was fucking happening in that house? Because Jim Bob, I'm looking at you. I know that there's things with we'll get into it with the great grandpa or the grandpa. The whole house is fucked, in my opinion.
I think that's what drives me nuts about it, is like again, it's kind of like what we were talking about last week with Brian Noam. You're spewing all this shit. You're constantly coming after groups of people that you deem to be sinister, or they're doing these unfathomable things, and like that's the fucking hill you're constantly dying on. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, it's actually you participating in things like this.
Yeah.
And that's like with the Duggar family. I have friends that homeschool their children. I have friends that are living kind of like that homesteading lifestyle. Of a friend who lives on a farm here. Like, it's just nothing against that, but I think it's going in with this attitude that is so trying to put out like, I'm so much better than everyone. We're doing things the right way. Like, we're doing things the way the Lord would want it. And it's like, I guarantee you the Lord wouldn't want you fucking looking at child porn, you creep.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Duggars specifically, and I know they're a different type of Baptist. They're like God, I can't remember off the top of my head, but whatever it is, it's extreme. And like every sin is equal. That like they believe every sin is equal. So it's like they're just enablers. They're enablers, but I think they're also just so indoctrinated into their crazy extreme religion that like they truly believe what they're saying. And I watched an interview that they had to give like after the Josh Duggar stuff, and they were downplaying it.
100%. Even with the statement that he put out, it completely downplays everything. It's like, I found myself addicted to porn. I was cheating on my wife. It's like, actually, you were also allegedly hitting strippers. Also, you're a child molester. So like, here's the thing also, from the get, the parents should have never, after finding that out, I would not be giving my son this privileged life. I would not be putting him on television. I would not be giving him all of these opportunities. In fact, if 4 of those victims were my own daughters, that son would be not in my house. He'd be fucking out of there. Let me tell you that.
Here's their first problem was having 19 children. Because how are you going to give those children a life that they deserve?
You can't.
You're birthing them
cannot.
into a situation where they are at a disservice right away.
You're worried about kids having 2 dads or 2 moms. You're worried about that, when they would get an adequate amount of attention. There is no way, you're so right, there's no way that you can cater to a child's emotional needs as a parent to 19 different children. You cannot fucking do that.
Right. And like the whole quiverful thing, like, oh, God's going to tell me how many kids I can have. No, just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know,
No.
like that's so wild to me. And look
Wild.
at now we're 2 for 19 that are doing really fucked up things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the second one.
Okay, so Joseph Duggar. I have notes on him because, like you, all the fucking J names, all the dates, I'm like,
Who was the one I was talking about?
Josh.
Josh. See, I can't even keep it
know.
straight. Just the 2 of them.
There's Jedediah. There's Ginger with a J. Every J name you can think of.
Heck, well, yeah, they run out of options at that point.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not like a Jerry or a Geoff. Is there a Jeff?
Oh, probably. There's got to be a Jeffrey.
Yeah, there's
Let
gotta
me
be.
see. Okay, tell us and I'll
Okay.
break it.
Spencer's going to break in. So Joseph Duggar is the 7th child of Jim Bob and Michelle. And I guess Joseph was kind of known as being a little bit more reserved, a little bit more quiet. For you guys that have watched the show, let us know in the comments kind of if he was or not. But I guess
There's not a Jeff.
Well,
There's
there's-
not. There's a
there's still
Josh, a
time.
Jana, a John David, a Jill, Jessa, Ginger, Joseph, Josiah, Joyanna, Jedediah, Jeremiah, Jason, James, Justin, Jackson, Johanna, Jennifer, Jordan, Grace, and Josie.
wild. Why? Well, why? Okay. He, I guess, primarily works in like real estate and construction. And I guess it's like a family business. I guess Jim Bob, like what was crazy was that Jim Bob he had like a seat in the Senate, or he ran for that. Like he was in politics for a long time.
Yeah, and he ran for a lot of like different seats in the Republican race. But yeah, I think that's how they have their money, is from owning a bunch of properties.
Got it. Okay. I know they were like car salesmen too. At one point, they like
You got to
owned
do
a-
it all. You got to have side hustles when you're raising 19 kids.
I know. Joseph does that. Joseph starts dating this girl named Kendra Caldwell. She's the daughter of a pastor, Paul Caldwell. And
they
she
like don't like her because her name starts with a different letter.
probably, but she kind of grew up in like the same strict, I don't know
Like
if it was the same
upbringing.
religion, but like same or sect of the religion, but still kind of
She's a godly woman.
she's very strict. I did read, and you guys tell me if this is true, but at, I guess, Joseph's, one of the sisters' weddings, at the reception, that's when he decided it was the right time to propose to Kendra. At a wedding? At your sister's wedding.
Crazy.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna propose.
And they probably loved it.
I know. I fucking hate it. They got married in 2017 in Arkansas, and I guess their wedding was featured on the like spin-off show Counting On, which was like just the kids.
That was right around, I think that came out right around the molestation scandal.
I think it came out like they
2015-ish or something.
Yeah, they like stopped the 19 kids and counting, and then some
like,
of the
okay,
other
we're gonna
kids.
remove the molester from this one, and then we'll do a little spin-off.
Yeah, totally. Okay, but this just broke on March 18th. He was arrested in Arkansas. He was arrested. He was charged with lewd and lascivious molestation of a minor under 12 and lewd behavior involving a minor. And I guess these allegations stem from a 2020 incident while he and his wife and kids. He has 4 kids. Hold on, I have their names. 4 children, Garrett, Addison, Brooklyn, and Justice were there, I guess. And they were on a trip in, I think it was Pensacola, Florida, where they were with like some family friends. The victim was 9 years old. And so what I've read, and it's so gross to read, but he like during the trip kept asking this 9-year-old like, here, come and sit on my lap. Or like he'd put a blanket over them and he'd like, you know, run his hand over her genitals and like disgusting. I hate even fucking saying it, but like this is how serious it is.
Yeah.
Well, just this year, that 9-year-old is now 14 and she tells her dad. And I feel like that's pretty normal in a lot of situations like this where a child finally, you know, I don't want to say gets the courage to, because the whole thing should never fucking happen. And it's courageous whatever you do, right, as the child. If you never talk about it or if you talk about it right after, like
just surviving,
you know? Yeah, and like finally processing, you know, how.
But I know what you're saying. Like it can take a couple years, or like you reach a certain point where you're like, maybe it clicks for you one day of like, oh my God, I've never realized like the words to say this. Like I need to talk about this.
Right. So she tells her dad. Her dad confronts Joseph. Joseph admits it. And I think kind of like when you were saying about how Josh's, like even with the police report, nothing really happened in the early 2000s. I feel like Joseph kind of thought that's what was going to happen.
Like, oh, this will just get, you know, I'll atone for my sins. This is going away.
I'm confessing. I'm forgiven, right?
We'll handle this at church.
Well, that dad, I guess, went straight to the police, and a detective even reached out to Joseph, and there's like a recording of it, and Joseph admits it, but is kind of just like, yeah, like
nonchalant.
Seems nonchalant, or like, yeah, I know that was disgusting. Like, I apologized to her already, like, you know, we're all good kind of thing. Well, they're like, no, you need to come in. You're fucking getting arrested, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So he gets arrested. I watched him like in front of the judge too, which was wild. They all fucking look so similar, all the Duggar boys. Yeah. And like that was another hard thing. I'm like, who is this?
It is hard footage? To keep track. Yeah. I'm like, whose hairline's receding where? Like,
yeah,
what?
Exactly. Fully. He was extradited to Florida because the crime happened in Florida. His bond was $600,000. He pleads not guilty and he's bonded out. So I know. As of right now, he's bonded out. Well, at the same time, his wife, Kendra, was also arrested.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so this was 2 days later. This was on March 20th.
Why was she arrested?
She was arrested for 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor and 4 counts of false imprisonment, 2nd degree. And she was booked and released on the same day. Now,
why?
The authorities have come out and said, like, two things are not related. But I guess in Arkansas, I don't know the laws anywhere with this. I haven't researched, but I guess if a husband or if a parent is being charged with sex crimes and they have children, I guess the law is to do an automatic like search of the house. Like they have to come in, they have to take the kids away. They have to see
I'm sure
what's
interview
going on
the
in the
children,
house.
like make sure they haven't been abused.
Yes. So when they did that, they found that there were locks on the kids' doors from the outside, which is a huge fire hazard. Like if there was a fire and the kids are locked in their rooms, you know, that's endangering them. So that's why she was arrested, and the kids are taken away, I think, for 30 days. But what is interesting, what I've been like looking into, and there's been rumors, I've been on the Reddit, whatever, you know, all of it. The locks on the doors is not a new thing. I guess a lot of the children would do that, like the siblings would do that. And I guess it kind of stems from, I think it's Michelle Duggar, or no, maybe it's Jim Bob's dad. I guess there was a rule to like not leave any of the children around his dad. I guess if any of his sisters were home, they were advised do not shower if the dad is around. But it's like the whole, like, everyone protected everybody. You know, they still protected him.
It still let him around.
Yeah.
Imagine if your fucking grandfather's a fucking pedophile. Would you ever let him anywhere near a child or a niece, nephew, anyone?
No.
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
He would be in jail.
He'd be
under
worse.
the jail. Under the jail.
6 feet under.
Yeah. So it's like the cycle is so insane.
That is crazy. We got to put deadbolt bolts on the door because otherwise Peepaw is going to be coming around fucking
and he can't
looking
control
for trouble.
himself.
He just can't control himself. But it's okay because all sins are equal.
All sins are equal. Yeah. So that's kind of where we are now. He's bonded out. Joseph is. And he's back with Kendra in Arkansas. But
and she let him come.
Oh, I listened to the jail call, Spence. She is so like, she calls, they're like little teenagers, first of all, giggling like,
shame on her.
No.
Horrible mother. Shame on her.
She's horrible. She goes, do you miss me? Yeah. Disgusting.
Bitch, I can't believe that. What a piece of shit.
Okay.
But that's how they all are, right? That's what it's looking like. They're all like, yo, you go out and you do this crazy, the worst thing you can think of to do as a human, and it's okay. It's okay. Bet they would have gotten disowned if they were fucking gay.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, they'd be like, oh, we can't forgive that one. You can't live here.
No, we cannot. Yeah, we cannot forgive that. Now, Kendra's dad started a GoFundMe.
For who?
It says, help my family with legal fees and housing. My family is facing a difficult and urgent situation. We are in need of support to cover legal fees and secure safe housing. This has been an incredibly stressful time, and we are doing everything we can to protect ourselves and move forward. The funds raised will go directly toward legal representation to help us navigate the challenges ahead, as well as finding a safe place to live.
Oh my God.
But I think Kendra is siding with the Duggars and obviously standing by her husband. I think, and I could be wrong, but from what I've read, I believe that her family is against the Duggars and they're getting kicked out of their house that the Duggars own because they've had to put the house up as like collateral, or they're trying to make money off that house. I think they're going to try to Airbnb it and make money off of it.
Do you want to live where a molester lived?
I know.
I know. Come experience the deadbolts for yourself. The Duggar deadbolt.
There's also a lot of like speculation that the victim could have been Kendra's sister, but that doesn't match up age-wise, and I don't want to put that out there because she's the victim, and I don't think that it is her sister. I'm not saying that. There's speculation online. But I think the victim should come out when they want to, if they ever want to. I probably wouldn't ever want to, so I don't think we should speculate on that. But it's unbelievable. The whole thing is so fucked and unbelievable.
How can you stand by your husband after doing something like that? If I
Oh,
was married to someone and they did that, I would break their fucking neck.
all of the emails now have come out from the jail of all the siblings emailing Joseph.
Support?
Some of them have come out. I think most of them have come out like, we're just shocked. This is so crazy, but
You
like
are.
not a huge condemning. I'm not shocked at all. But Josh's wife, Anna, Josh is in jail, the first molester.
Yes, the oldest child.
Anna, I read her emails to Joseph, and she seems like, oh yeah, prison wives, like, okay, commissary I think is this day and this day, and I think you can do this and this.
Why
Be
are you
sure to not
helping?
put any legal anything in these emails or on phone calls. They'll all be recorded and sent to the prosecutor. Like,
Death
it's
to
evil.
all of that. They all need to be in jail. You should be in prison for standing by your husband in that circumstance. I think that the men who committed those atrocious acts, lock them away for the rest of their lives. I hope every single day is hell for them.
Also, with the homeschooling stuff, what I read like 40 minutes before we started, and I don't know, a lot of this is alleged. Most of this is alleged, right? Like, he hasn't been convicted yet of anything. He pled not guilty. The wife's charges, I think those are still ongoing. So I don't want to say, any, just to protect ourselves, anything set in stone. However, I read something that it's possible that the children that she was supposed to be homeschooling, apparently she had a lot of health issues, and I think it was because of mold exposure from like one of the houses they lived in. The kids were at like a 4-year-old's level of education, and they're older than that. Like, there's a lot of things that weren't happening in the home, and I guess the home was absolutely fucking filthy. And I know that the kids are in foster care now. Thank God, actually, because I think Arkansas is like a next of kin state, so they could have gone to a sibling or like the grandparents, but they're in foster care, and I think that they're going to have to attend public school.
Good.
Yeah, so
Fuck.
the whole thing is fucked. It's like, we love juicy shit, but I think maybe why we never got into it is because it feels sinister. Even before this shit came out, it just felt off.
It's just wild to me, even just after years of doing Cult Leader, especially. There's so many. I'm not anti-religion whatsoever. I'm so like, be about it, do it, walk the walk, talk the talk, just like the hypocrisy. And the two things I can't stand are a holier than thou attitude, because thou shalt not judge, and then also the raising your kids in an environment that has these antiquated values that inevitably end up just fucking them up, whether it's making men feel like they are superior to women, or if it's making women feel like they need to make themselves really small to fit the agenda. And
it's all insane made up rules that are just meant to control.
It's also sterile. It's like, who wants to live in that kind of world where people aren't their true authentic selves, or like having their own personality, and they're just like, oh, it's just a bummer. It's just sad for everyone involved. I feel horrible for those children, the children of the children. I feel terrible for... It's fucked up to grow up in an environment like that where you are not getting the love and support you need. And on top of that, you're being pushed into this world that is full of judgment and pushing, instilling fear in people. It's just sad.
I know. I'm looking at Jim Bob and Michelle. Like, you guys are fucking evil. You guys had the opportunity to break whatever cycle that was happening.
And
you chose to have 19 kids. Yeah.
It's irresponsible. I'd say the same thing if somebody got 19 dogs. I'd say, hey, you cannot take care of 19 dogs.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And these are humans who rely on that support and conditioning. And this is what happens when you...
Speaking of dogs, I read that Josh's wife now breeds golden retrievers.
So if you're in the need for a golden retriever in Arkansas, please avoid at all cost.
Yeah.
God. Ugh, hate
Just
them.
gross. I know we were going to talk about other stuff, but I don't even know how we transition to
No,
anything else.
I think
I'm
we've
just
talked
disgusted.
enough. So this is our Duggar special episode, I guess.
Yeah, let us know if we had it
If there's
right.
more, yeah, let us know because
We're
I wanna
new.
know more.
We're new to this.
We're new to the Duggars, and I probably won't be visiting the show in the future because
No, but I will be checking for headlines because I do want to see what happens. I hope
we'll
that
come back with updates.
Yeah, I hope he is charged to the fullest extent.
Absolutely. Bummer. Okay, bye.
Bye.